Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2025. I've been waiting on y'all in 2025. I was done with 2024. I was done. I was just waiting for y'all over here in 2025. It's good to see y'all. I hope all is well. Happy New Year. But we got to talk about the elephant in the room. This is 3 games of horrible play. And it's getting to the point where I went in Twitter spaces just to hear the vibes. I was sipping on something, smoking on something. I was in my space while being in spaces. But it was like I was just hearing everybody out and I was feeling the same way they was feeling. I kind of went in there to confirm what I was feeling. And it's getting to the point where it's like, what's going on? Whose fault is this? Who's to blame and what's to blame for why things are going in the direction it's going in? It's one thing to have a young team. That's one. It's another thing to have this as your approximation of a young team. Way too many turnovers. It's become a ridiculous custom to give the ball up. 31 turnovers against the Hawks. I almost put money on that game, by the way. I almost put some paper on that game, some guapington. I was going to bet on that game. We was a 1-point underdog. They gave up the last 10 games for the Hawks. They weren't stellar. It wasn't like they were Memphis coming in 126 smoking shit. Like Memphis, when they came to us, they was 7-3. They was smoking motherfuckers. We got the Hawks. They 6-4. Last 10 games, they were lukewarm. They got 22 steals against us. We had 31 turnovers against the Hawks. And Trae Young, who plays no defense. And I almost put some money on that game. The Celtic game, I understand. They wanted it to be a shootout. Regardless, when you play against Boston, it's going to be a shootout. I get it. They're going to apply pressure. They're going to shoot threes. That's what it's going to be. Why so many turnovers? Most of the time, you get turnovers when players question themselves. When what you're telling them to do versus the opportunity they see to do what they normally do don't coexist. The concepts are clashing. The algorithms are clashing. Since y'all love algorithms so much, you know I took a whole day, not a whole day, but like an hour to study algorithms. It's bullshit. Man, it ain't take long for me to figure out what it was. But for them to package it up, it's bullshit. But last night we're going from bad to worse. And now somebody got to take the blame. We're 7-26. Somebody's going to take the blame. Masai, I told y'all earlier, he's not taking the blame for this one. Darko is going to take the blame. And it may cost him his job. Because what he wants them to do and how they're executing it is lacking. We understand in concept, in theory, it works. But you need professionals to execute that theory. And if that doesn't work, you have to find another theory that does. And that they all can gravitate to and enjoy executing. If your thing isn't working, you have to find something that will work for these guys. You got a group of young dudes who are coming from being the man where they're from. Now they're playing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Someone else is the man. It's a lot for them to get used to on top of playing against NBA level competition that's not waiting. And it's like we're going, no matter, even if we go at the speed of light, we're never going to get to the other side of the NBA. It's like chasing the galaxy almost. As we chase and go forward, it's expanding and growing. We have to adapt to what's going on. The NBA is going in a totally different direction than how we're playing. We're too conservative at times shooting from 3. Guys, if we're in this space where we're 7-26, these kids going to have to shoot. Let them shoot. We don't have shooters. All right, get them real game experience. Let them shoot. I always said we should be around 95, 96 shots a game. Easy. Last night we should have been at 100. No RJ, no Grady Dick. We were down 2 weapons. We weren't going to win this game, but to lose it by 54 and then to be down by 56 at one point, going into the new year, heads got to roll for this one. Heads got to roll for this one. And listen, you're gonna start, fans are gonna start pointing the finger. Realistically, why is it like this? There's OKC had a young team, Orlando had a young team, Charlotte at points in time, even Boston at one point had a young team. They had to go through it, and was never like this. Something got to change. Either the players are the problem, the concept is the problem, the coaching is the problem. Whatever it is, they are becoming too comfortable with going out there hooping like this, and nobody seems to be upset about it. Nobody seems to be annoyed or frustrated by it. Nobody is upset about losing. Because in the lifestyle, they're winning. Once the game is over with after them 2 hours, they go in real life. I told you they love the lifestyle. So they might lose to the Celtics by 54 and then go to the club and they the man. They chilling. You know what I mean? It's not like football when you score touchdowns, the girls go crazy. You can just be on the court. You get in the bag. The NBA is guaranteed cheddar. So you feeling something. And guys got to understand this opportunity that you're getting, you do not want your reputation, your professional reputation attached to turnovers. Losing is a team thing. It's a conceptual coach thing. It's more pieces in the losing. But when you're a part of turnovers, my nigga, you are a liability personally. Because they're going to look at how many you had. And the part you... Listen, I don't think any of these young players stand. I think a few of them, we're going to let go of quite a few of them. Don't be surprised if we let go of a lot of these young players. We're not keeping all of them. They got to go. They're too shook under the gun. There's no way you should be. There's no way. Basketball has not changed. Your perception of who you're playing against may have changed. Because they're playing perfect. They're a little bit more comfortable in that setting. But you got to stay ready. And I understand a lot of these kids, where they come from, they were the man. But that ain't the case now. When you get your 10 minutes, make the most of it. You get whatever time on the court, make it as productive as you possibly can make it. Turnovers ain't the way. Last night, we had 12 turnovers in the first half. How? Nobody's really playing defense anymore. Just because they stand in front of you in a defensive stance, it's the illusion of it. Go right by them. There's no reason for us to have these turnovers when the NBA has this is the weakest the defense in the NBA has ever been. It's non-existent. And I understand we don't have shooters. Cool. Guys got to work on that. That's part of the job. If you work retail, you might not want to work on the cash register, but guess what? You might have to go work on the cash register. It ain't about what you want to do. You are hired to do a job. Do the job. You've been playing ball your whole life. There's no reason to be shell-shocked and be shook in the league. There's no reason to fucking push the panic button. Guys should be more comfortable now than ever before because you made it. You're right there. Now hoop. Show the world. This is your time to show the world what you're made of. And they scared to death. They scared to look. You got to know these are opportunities. You ain't going to get nowhere else to do this ever again. You got to take advantage of it. Now that everyone's pointing the finger, everyone's going to get the finger pointed at them. Every player, every coach, every decision that Masai Ujiri has made is going to be under scrutiny. And it should be. I don't think he's going to survive another losing season without being on the hot seat. I said this at the beginning of the season. We can't afford to be where we are right now. He don't have that luxury. Nobody does. If Masai feels the pressure and the heat, it's going to trickle down to Darko. Because this is his concept and it's not working. We're missing, it's not connecting. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. There's no way we should be like, I understand having a young team, but this shit is ridiculous. This makes no sense. It's going from bad to worse, and then everyone's trying to be understanding and be diplomatic because things can turn around. But that's a theory also. That's a concept also. There's a lot that has to go into turning it around. A lot has to work, and everyone has to be on the same. A lot has to happen for that to be a reality, for that to be a truth. Possibilities are possibilities. The reality is we got a long way to go. We don't have the right combination of players. We don't have health right now either. Guys aren't healthy, which I understand, but we don't have the right combination. You know what I mean? I don't mean the starters, I mean the support. Because we were expecting a lot more from them. They showed a lot of promise, and then as the time goes on, it gets worse and worse with the support. And then, of course, the lackluster play of players who have more weight on their shoulders than others can't afford to have that either. You know what I mean? If you're the face of the franchise, you're expected to ball regardless. Your numbers are supposed to look like it. You're supposed to be looking like it. It ain't. It's not a reflection of a winning culture. Not the one that we expected. You know what I mean? This is way below expectation. And at some point, there's going to be some frustration and some anger. So someone's going to have to answer some questions. You know what I mean? Not even answer questions. We just want to see the direction that they're going in discontinued. Because the shit ain't going in this direction. It ain't working. It's going from bad to worse. We got to pivot. If that system that he has is not working, he has to find something that does right now. All that, tomorrow we'll start winning. Nah, today. I want it today. Figure that shit out now. We don't have shooters, cool. They're going to have to learn how to shoot. They want to get paid. They want to be professionals. You're going to have to shoot. You're going to have to hit shots. That offense, that 5-second offense shit, all right, cool. We tried it. It don't work. Let's do something else. Let's find something that they can all relate to that they're used to. Because none of them have ever ran it. And they're looking, it's not like the triangle when the Chicago Bulls had Mike and they were doing something innovative and they had Mike to lean on. We don't have that caliber superstar to buy us that time. We have no time. The NBA is shifting, is growing, is changing. We want to get in position where we can make these motherfuckers pay for all these losses. The revenge tour has to start. We got to get in position first so that we can have that tour. But we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. I'm going to keep watching. I've been watching the whole time. I just ain't say nothing. It was nothing to talk about. That's 2024. I was in 2025 waiting for y'all. I'm glad it's to this point because I hate the algorithm ever. And when you really find out what an algorithm is, it really pisses you off because it's like, why would the NBA need an algorithm in the first place? What's the problem that they're trying to solve? Because that's all the algorithm is. But it's in detail. And if you're looking at their algorithm and all the details, that they're leaving out shit on purpose to have it go, man. All this just to get us to watch again and it's still not working. Algorithm is bullshit. Just want to let y'all know that. I've been saying this for the longest. All of it is bullshit. That's why I don't hug and go over there and hold hands with the numbers. Those numbers are... Wait till you find out. It's just wait till they abandon that concept. They're definitely going to abandon it. Because the algorithm error is it only works while Steph is here. Because Steph validates it. We were all watching Steph. We enjoyed watching Steph. And they were figuring out how do we keep these people's attention by creating a league of that. And now look, everybody's bored with it now because it's not a reflection of what we're used to seeing as basketball. We have our own algorithms. We have our own understanding of what basketball should be. It's not coexisting, so we'll see. Hopefully things will change. But I'll tell you this, we got to get in position. Because when things do change, we have to be in position so that we can start going in the direction that we want to go in, which is more wins. I hate losing. I ain't gonna even hold you. I hate losing. It makes no sense to lose. Not like this. Not at all. You're gonna have losses, but like this, and then 7-26, and it's just basketball. You can say they're new to the NBA. We understand that, but they're not new to basketball. These kids have been playing for years. If you were a cashier for 20 years, if you were a cashier for 10 years, right? Let's say you worked at a supermarket in your little town. For 10 years, you were a cashier. Then you go to the big city and you're a cashier. It's the same job. You may be in a bigger place with more customers and different levels of aggression and passivity or whatever it is, the energy that the customers are giving you, but it's still the same fundamental. The job is still the same. It may be their system may be a little different. You'll get it because it's the same job. Basketball, they've been playing basketball their whole lives. It's the same job. That's it. But the system is pulling them away from what they're used to doing. And I think if we're going to have young players and we're going to have a system, we have to have a system that allows them to be the player that we drafted as opposed to the player that we want them to be, because that transition may take too long and they may lose interest and we might lose interest and the organization may lose interest. It's a job. It's a moving target that we're trying to hit and we got to move with it. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Happy New Year, everybody. Hit that like button. It is what it is. I can't wait to do the next one.